Hi, it's Mark from Top Local. We're here with Bernie Pawlik, Pawlik Automotive in Vancouver, Vancouver's best auto service experience. 17-time winners of Best Auto Repair in Vancouver as voted by their customers. How you doing, Bernie?
Doing very well. Actually, I have a correction. We're actually 18 times winners now. We just won the Georgia Straight Best of Vancouver for 2017. So, gotta add that.
I'm corrected. Stand me amazed. 18-time winners now.
18 times winners. So yeah, very fortunate. And thank you to everyone who voted for us. We really appreciate it. Yes. So yeah, I'm doing very well this morning.
Great. So we're going to talk about a Kia Sedona, a 2003, a little bit long in the tooth. There was a check engine lamp problem. What was going on with this vehicle?
So the vehicle came to us. It had a check engine light that was on intermittently, and sometimes would come on and go off. But beneath it all, the engine had a bit of a slight rough running condition at idle that the owner was concerned about.
So how badly was it running?
Well, not really badly. I mean, as far as how bad engines can run, it wasn't too bad. Like a full sort of really rough misfire, an engine would shake quite severely. And this one, we went out for a very long drive together. You know, some of the times it would shake, some of the times it wouldn't, and it would only really happen at idle. Most of the rest, time of driving, it wasn't really noticeable.
So what kind of system did you follow to find what was going on?
Well, so anytime there's a check engine light or any rough engine type of thing, any engine issue, first thing we do is plug a scan tool in. And the scan tool basically is a computer that talks to the car computer. We look at it. First thing we found is a code P0306, which means a cylinder 6 misfire. So perfect. So it gives us a pathway to follow in an area where the vehicle computer's picked up a problem. So first thing we do is go to number 6 cylinder, inspect things like the ignition coil, the spark plugs, fuel injectors. Is there compression in that cylinder? Now these are the things we look for. These are the things that can cause problems. So these are the areas we look.
So, and what did you find?
So what we found was interesting. Actually, number 6 spark plug had a crack in the porcelain insulator, and it was causing it to misfire sometimes. And having worked on cars for years and years, and I've seen that happen before. And once we found the issue, okay, of course that's what it is. It's one of those things where it won't cause a full-on misfire like a completely dead spark plug or a coil, but it's one that it'll cause a misfire sometimes because the spark that's supposed to go down from the ignition coil through the spark into the spark cylinder doesn't always make it. It sometimes gets grounded out. So I'll share a couple of pictures here. Here's our 2003 Kia Sedona, still in good shape for the age of the vehicle. Here it is, our spark plug. Now we actually wiped off the carbon track that was on the pole. What happens is it gets a carbon track, but if you look pretty closely, if you see the red arrow here, if you look down here, you can see a little tiny crack, a little bit of blackness. That's some of the carbon track that was present. And basically what's happening, the spark from the ignition coil goes to this piece here and down through, this insulates the spark plug and goes down and basically fires a spark right down here. But if there's a crack here, the electrical energy won't make it all the way down. So it goes down this crack and grounds out. And so the engine at certain times won't receive that spark that it's supposed to receive. Now we'll go to one other view. So here's the ignition coil. There's the spark plug view again. This is kind of how it all sits. The ignition coil sits on top of the spark plug, and this is buried deep down inside the cylinder. There's our picture show for the day.
So how did the van run after some repairs?
Yeah, really well. Nice and smooth. Perfect.
So this is a fairly old vehicle. How are Kia Sedonas?
They're pretty good. We've actually serviced this vehicle for many years for this client. We don't see a lot of them, and I don't think they really sold a whole lot of them back in 2003. It wasn't as popular of a brand as it is nowadays. I'd say they're pretty good vehicles. And the only thing that I noticed with this vehicle that's really wrong at this point is after it idles for quite a while, it'll start burning some blue smoke, and that's kind of typical of some engines as they age. They can't seal the oil out properly. So it uses oil, and it's got nearly 200,000 kilometers. So I guess it's not a bad thing, but certainly like Toyotas don't seem to have that problem. What I noticed all along in servicing this vehicle, it seems to have just a few more problems than you get out of, say, a Toyota Sienna van. So You pay a lot less money to buy the vehicle, but you're going to have a few more repairs. And that's probably the way Kias will go, even new ones, compared to, say, Toyotas or the more expensive Japanese brands.
So there you go. If you have a Kia in Vancouver, the guys to see are Pawlik Automotive. You can reach them at 604-327-7112 to book your appointment, or check out our website, pawlikautomotive.com, or our YouTube channel at Pawlik Automotive Repair. Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks, Mark.